All right, folks, I got 3 reasons why XRP momentum is building. I can't wait to share this update with you guys because we're going to talk the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, the good is that the XRP momentum is building. The bad and the ugly is what we're seeing in our financial markets, the economic data that's starting to say, hey, something might not be right. And then we're going to take a look at the current events, this election cycle chaos, along with what has arrived here in the United States of America. So without further ado, if you guys appreciate our updates, please make sure that you are liking all of our videos, helping us out by sharing it out far and wide, and everything is at ZachRector.com. Now, to get started off here, I want to share this one here from Michael Schellenberger. He says, no matter your politics, these new numbers are shocking. Of the 7 million migrants, and I want to get the correct term that they have here, the number of non-citizens, right? Of the 7 million non-citizen migrants that ICE has released while their cases are being processed, 663,000 have criminal histories, 13,000 were convicted of homicide, 16,000 of sexual assault, and 1,845 face homicide charges. So shocking data being revealed here today. And this comes about from Tony Gonzalez from the U.S. House of Representatives inquiring to Homeland Security ICE on these data, on this data, how much of the non-citizens on your docket being processed right now are criminals. A shocking number are over 600,000. And I don't know about you guys. I know that they're lying to us about the economic data. I know that they're lying to us about many other things, statistically speaking. And so what they're telling us here, what they're reporting on here, is this the truth and nothing but the truth, or is this just part of the truth? I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm going to dive more in depth on this tomorrow in my Discord weekly call. Every single Saturday, I meet with my Discord group at 11:30 a.m. and we go over, what's going on in the markets, of course, but then I can dive into these topics in a little bit more in depth. We'll not have to worry about having an adult conversation and getting in trouble for it, if you know what I'm saying. But this is the situation back home. This is part of the reason why we have been prepping. Now, another reason why we're prepping right now is because we have a potential longshoreman strike that could cripple the U.S. economy. The International Longshoremen's Association, representing 45,000 dock workers, may strike on October 1st, affecting ports that handle 68% of exports and 56% of imports. So, over half of what we bring into this country is about to be affected by this port strike. A 5-day strike could take a month to recover. So if we just get 1 week worth of striking, it could take us a month to recover. Now, we already got the hurricane that hit land, right? That's hitting right down in Florida right now as we speak and record this episode. We're praying for the folks down there, by the way. We're seeing flooding taking place in Tennessee, also in North Carolina with a major dam failing. So serious situation before we even get to this. Like I said, we're prepping because we got criminals here. We're prepping because we got a port strike that might happen. We're prepping because the hurricane comes through town once in a while, depending on where you live. Now, thank goodness I live in the Pacific Northwest, and the worst weather that we get is just a ridiculous amount of rain and gray clouds through the winter. I'm not going to spend any time complaining because when I see what the rest of the country's having to go through, whether it's extreme heat, lack of water, or, down in Florida with the hurricanes right now, it's incredible out here. But this is why we've been preparing. The other reason why we continue to prep, why we continue to focus on our businesses, is because we know the economy's not as strong as what they're telling us, despite all of these headlines. And this tweet perfectly put together by gas business guy. I don't need to read a single financial headline to tell me what's happening in the economy. And I would add, you don't need to read off or look at any one of their economic data points to know what's happening in the economy. Just take a look around. Walk down the main street of your little local town. Need a car? Take your pick and get it below listing price. Truck drivers scrambling for work. Homes, plenty to choose from. Need a contractor? They'll be there tomorrow. Free money, evaporated. Clothing, furniture, 50% off. Private schools, no waiting list. This is not rocket science, and the list goes on and on and on. I was just in the mall yesterday. Forget what we were doing there. Something stupid, but wifey drugged me along, so don't tell her I said that. Something silly. It was dead. It was just absolutely dead. And so I see the same things. And obviously this is just anecdotally speaking. This is what we're observing, but this is the real economy, right? When you go into the dealership and there's no one else in there besides you, right? When I got the agents beating down my door, sending me messages for real estate agents, telling me now's the time to buy. For some reason, it's always the time to buy, whether rates are going up or down or whatever the deal is, it's always time to buy. And of course, it's always time to sell too. Interesting how that works. But you get my point. They want business, right? As someone who has a property service business right now too. The phone's still ringing. The phone's not ringing off the hook. We're not dealing with, PPP loans and free money days back a couple years ago when everybody and their brother wanted to do a backyard renovation. That was a great day, great days for my business, even though the government wanted to say that my business wasn't essential. We fought them on that one. But I digress. You get the point here. But with all this happening, the stock market goes and prints another all-time high today, of course. And in China, the stock market has gone parabolic this week after the government announced $140 billion of stimulus and multiple rate cuts. This is the biggest weekly gain since 2008. So here we go, folks. We're starting to pump things back up. I wanted to show you here. This is what took place for gold this week. And I'm showing you gold here over the past 5 days on the gold continuous contract. This is the futures, where it went well over 2,700, well over 2,700 on the gold futures. We close off the week here at 2,680, just, $20 below 2,700. Such strength that we have seen and observed in gold over the past, really this year. This is said to be one of the best years ever for gold. Now, 31.91. We closed just below $32 on silver. This is a critical level for silver. This is the highest level for silver that we've seen now since in the past few years, really. We were back at this level 32 earlier this year, but this is a resistance level that we hit a few years ago too. And so the big question remains now, will we finally get the breakthrough in silver that gold has already experienced? Now, what I'm going to be watching, though, is this one right here. Well, everything's looking good, right? We see this one. This is the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. And you see that the Japanese yen has strengthened against the dollar. And so we're now once again back at the levels of the Japan carry trade unwind where we were at the beginning of August. Now, we managed to break out of this one when we went down to these levels just about 10 days ago on the September 16th. That's when we broke down below the levels of the Japan carry trade. And I started to get worried here, but we managed to break through because a couple of days after that, that's when the Fed came in and cut those interest rates. And we managed to, see our markets pump. And relative to the Japanese yen, the US dollar still gained because the Bank of Japan didn't raise rates. Japan was supposed to be raising rates. They didn't. And so that's why their currency weakened against ours. But here today, look at this massive red candle came in. So what is happening there on that Japan carry trade unwind? We'll be watching that one over the weekend. Another one that we're going to be watching over the weekend here is Bitcoin. I talked about this morning, finally breaking through a big level that we needed to get through, 65,000 here. And so the next resistance that I see is at the 68 to 69,000 level. We'll be watching that. I want to see if Bitcoin can flip 65,000 into support and if we truly have gone into bullish posture. But I put out the tweet. I told my Discord group earlier today, I said, guys, the Bitcoin chart is flipped bullish, but I'm still not getting comfy. I'm still praying. I'm still prepping. And I know that crap is still hitting the fan all around us. Now, when it comes to crypto, when it comes to the next phase of this liquidity cycle and bull run, by the way, Bitcoin breaks out of the trend, which was going down, finally breaks out, starting to get bullish on the same day that CZ Binance is getting released. Just maybe it's a coincidence there. We'll be following up with you on that one as well. But in regards to crypto, when we look at XRP Momentum, we see that it's building. And I said I got 3 reasons for you. Here they are. Very simple. We have a legal competitive advantage, right? The only digital asset in the United States that has a legal precedent, a judge's ruling behind it. We have the opinion of Gary Gensler, right? He's now telling us that Bitcoin's not a security. Go buy the ETF from my buddies on Wall Street. But he's not willing to say that XRP is not a security, right? And what's funny about that is that XRP, despite all of the misconceptions and lies by everybody else, that precedent relates back to the rest of the crypto space when it doesn't. Judge Torres only ruled on the facts and the circumstances involving Ripple sales in front of her, right? But with that being said, a lot of people want to say, oh, our token's not a security because XRP was not a security. Well, you guys did an ICO. You guys have proof of stake. There's different ways to do this crypto deal. that can make an investment contract. And until we get clarity from Congress, good luck in the courts battling it out with good guy Gary Gensler, because that's where you're going to be at. We had to do it. We won. And so that's number one. The momentum is building because the appeal window's about to expire, right? We have less than, 10 days now, right? About 10 days or so. October 7th is the appeal window expiring. So from a legal standpoint, the momentum is building. And if this thing ends, no appeals, set us free. Let it breathe. The second reason why momentum is building is because of the utility. We're getting a bunch of different utilities. I'm about to show you here. A couple amendments just got fixed and added to the XRP ledger. We're getting ready for decentralized identity. More utilities on the way. So we have the legal advantage. We have more utilities. But what's happening next here is the attention the XRP is starting to get. All the mainstream crypto bros coming in and getting on board the XRP train, right? And then take a look at this tweet right here from Crypto Michael. Everyone I've spoken to in London and here in Dubai ask about everyone I've spoken to in London and here in Dubai about crypto ask me about XRP. These are people I've never met before, people who are in this space. It's the first coin they mention when I say I am a crypto trader. Interesting considering it's barely moved in years. So what's happening here? Well, what's happening here is that XRP still is in the top 10 over a decade later, despite all the FUD, misinformation, and almost that FUD and misinformation, all the hate brought towards XRP, it almost helps bring more attention to it. And then anybody who does, has an open mind and actually does some research for themselves, then they see the light with XRP. They see the truth. Wow, this is a better Bitcoin. This does have more utility. You actually can do something with this ledger in a cheap and efficient way. It does have a legal competitive advantage. There are many institutions interested in it, right? And so it's starting to get attention. The utilities are being added, and the legal clarity is all together what is building this XRP momentum. And I'm going to show you right here. We get stuck in these Twitter echo chambers of, dudes that are complaining on Twitter, developers that are complaining on Twitter, bad traders, so-called wannabe traders that are complaining on Twitter. Somebody, their girlfriend leaves them and so they blame XRP. Their girlfriend leaves them and they blame me. I mean, I get all of it, right? And that's fine. But when you get out of this little bubble on X, on YouTube or whatever, right? And you get out here in the real world, what you see is that there's actually a bunch of interest in XRP. This is from Jay Lee, Catalyze Research. Last month, we organized the XRP Ledger Hackathon in South Korea during the Korean Blockchain Week 2024 season. Feel the passionate vibes in this sketch video. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you this video. He's got some music playing here. I want to make sure that it's not a copyright. But the point being, guys, is that there's a bunch of folks outside of our little Twitter bubble, outside of the complainers and self-loathers in this space that are still building, still developing. And even Vitze Vin, the creator, XRPL Labs, creator of the Zalman wallet, he just put out a post I saw this morning too about how there's over 100,000 active users on the XRP ledger. And despite everything, all this FUD, all this misconception, oh, it's a dead chain, it's a ghost chain. It's not the case. The truth is, when you look at all of the X apps, there's a bunch of people playing with the XRP ledger, even though we don't have that much programmability. Now, what happens when we start to get the programmability? Well, that's when we start to see the explosion, and not just development, but also I believe in price as well. Now, in regards to the development, here it is from VET. The fixed ledger objects and the DID edge case fix amendments have been enabled. So 2 fix amendments, and what these are amendments that are brought forward for other amendments, and these are exactly what they're called, fixes, right? So it's like the AMM fix. When we first got the AMM on the XRP ledger, they found a bug. It was an edge use case that really wasn't that big of a deal, but they stalled it and they had to issue a fix amendment, and then they went forward and they completed the AMM amendment and brought it back live. So you recall that we had like the 28 votes. You have to have 80% of the validators vote in favor of enabling the amendment for it to go live, and then it's a 2-week hold time. So if you recall, the AMM, we had the votes, and then the votes got removed because they found a bug. And so votes got removed, they issued the fix gets enabled, and then they did the AMM. Same thing that's taking place here for decentralized identity, and that's such a massive amendment for compliance and bringing about this new financial system using the XRP ledger. To use these ledgers, you still need to be able to do KYC, AML, and you need to have identity tied to these wallets when you're in a compliant environment. Think of institutions, think of any other businesses that want to be in compliance. They need these amendments. They're now being added to the XRP ledger. And so when you put this whole thing together, this is why I titled this episode XRP Momentum Building, is because I didn't even show you XRP price chart, did I? I think it's at 59 cents. I'll show you here real quick. XRP, oh, we dipped below 59 cents. Oh, I guess XRP Momentum's not building. Price is down. Every video that I've posted on XRP in the last 2 weeks, I get the same comments. Oh, still at 58 cents. Still at 60 cents. Yeah, that's why I don't focus on the charts on a daily basis, at least for XRP, right? XRP chart, it's kind of a cute little deal. But in the meantime, I'm looking at all this other fundamental utility and momentum and legal competitive advantage and institutions and momentum building on XRP. And the inevitable price breakout is coming. We can debate how high XRP is going to go till the sun comes up tomorrow. And that's plenty of fun. The bottom line is I'm on board the train and everybody else is trying to get on board the train before this thing goes. The XRP momentum is building without a doubt. Hang tight, stay locked and loaded, stay praying, and get right with somebody, because you see that we have immense challenges. Crap's hitting the fan all around us, but the Bitcoin chart did just flip bullish and the XRP momentum is building. So strap yourselves in and let's go for a ride. What do you say? If you want to join me in the Discord weekly call tomorrow, like I said, you get access through Patreon to get into my Discord group. Just go to ZachRector.com. You sign up through Patreon, get access. Come join us for the Discord weekly call tomorrow. Gives you an opportunity to get in direct touch with me, ask me questions, comments. Come on in and see what the rest of the community has to offer. We got plenty of resources available for you guys as well. And you can find quick links down below in the description of the video too. All right, guys, on the way out, if you could smack it, tap it, drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend out there. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.